The air on Ceres 9 was thin, dry, and full of whispers. Among the jagged rocks and metallic outposts of this mining moon, Private Jalen Marr stood alone, his rifle still hot, his hands still trembling. The red flare above marked the end of the battle, but not the beginning of his story. Hours earlier, the perimeter alarms screamed across Echo Base. A hostile alien presence had breached the exclusion zone. Protocol was simple: shoot on sight. Everyone knew the Theri were dangerous. For years, they'd fought humanity on every border. But when Jalen sprinted toward the breach with his squad, what he found wasn't a soldier, it was a girl. Barely older than a child, wounded, clutching her side, and dragging herself across the rocks. She looked up at him with enormous silver eyes, not filled with rage, but terror. Jalen hesitated. Training screamed at him to pull the trigger. His squad arrived seconds later, rifles raised, orders clear. But Jalen stepped between her and the others. "What the hell are you doing?" Sergeant Dorn barked. "She's not a threat," Jalen said. "She's a Theri," Dorn growled. "They don't come in peace. She's bleeding. Unarmed. She's a kid." Jalen remembered his sister, how she looked when she scraped her knee, eyes wide with pain, confused, helpless. This Theri girl, alien or not, wasn't an enemy in that moment. She was just hurt. Dorn gave the order again. "Move aside." Jalen raised his rifle, not at the girl, but at his own squad. Silence fell like a thunderclap. "She's coming with me," Jalen said. He didn't wait for permission. The girl, he would later learn her name was Erin, collapsed into his arms. He carried her past the ridge, past the signal towers, past the place where rules held sway, into the caves beneath the mining zone. He found old med packs, stitched her wounds, and kept the light dim. She didn't speak his language, but when she opened her eyes and smiled weakly, that was enough. By dawn, the news had spread across the base: Private Marr had gone rogue. He'd aided the enemy. He was a traitor. They hunted him like a ghost. Drones scanned the surface. Command issued a bounty for his capture. His former squad mates cursed his name. "He's betrayed Earth," they said. "He chose a monster over his own kind." But in the cave, Erin's condition worsened. Jalen couldn't just sit and watch her fade. He activated an old distress beacon, coded in the language of the Theri. He risked everything for a chance that someone from her world might come. And someone did. The ship came silently, dark as obsidian, hovering over the canyon like a shadow of judgment. Theri warriors descended, weapons drawn, ready for a trap. But when they saw Erin, saw the human guarding her like she was his own blood, they paused. One of them stepped forward. A tall, regal figure, his armor shimmering with strange light. He studied Jalen, then knelt beside the girl. "She lives because of you," he said, speaking in slow, learned English. Jalen said nothing. He only nodded. "We were told humans were cruel," the Theri said. "We were told your kind have no mercy." Jalen shrugged. "Guess someone lied." The warrior extended a small device. "You can come with us. Or stay and face your people." Jalen looked down at Erin. She gripped his hand tightly, refusing to let go. He had made his choice the moment he stepped in front of his squad's rifles. "I'm not leaving her," he said. That night, Ceres 9 saw its strangest sight, an Earth soldier vanishing into the stars aboard a Theri vessel. Months passed. On Earth, Jalen was officially declared a deserter. A traitor. His name was scrubbed from commendation records. Stories of his betrayal were used in training videos to warn other soldiers of emotional compromise. But somewhere in a hidden moon orbiting Theri Prime, Jalen stood in a domed city beneath twin suns. He wore no armor, no medals. Just simple robes. And by his side walked Erin, now strong, fluent in his language, and proud. To her people, Jalen became something they'd never known in humans, a bridge, a symbol of peace. He taught them about Earth, about compassion. And he listened as they shared their truths, their fears, their history, the tragedies Earth never cared to hear. One day, while walking among the flowering towers of the Theri capital, Erin looked up at him. "They called you a traitor," she said softly. "I know. But you saved me. I did what was right." She smiled, gripping his hand again. "Then to me, you're a hero." And for the first time in what felt like a lifetime, Jalen smiled back, knowing that in a galaxy full of judgment, one life saved in mercy could mean more than 1,000 won in war.